I think, Connor, the guy that if South Carolina's head coaching career, because not even just at Carolina, but if his career as a head coach is going to be revitalized, it's going to be thanks to Mike Bobo. We all know his defenses have been, I would say at South Carolina, they haven't been quite as good as I would like, but his defenses have been solid. It's all about the offensive side of the football.
Yeah.
Mike Bobo comes in, obviously. You talked about with Georgia, and I think that's the intriguing storyline with South Carolina, too, is these schools that are breaking in these new offenses not getting really – you maybe got half a spring ball. You're getting a weird fall camp. And for South Carolina, I talked to Marler about this. The thing that I hate about the new schedule, which I love this all-SEC schedule, but the thing I hate – with the old schedule, South Carolina kicked off with Coastal Carolina, ECU, Missouri. You kind of eased into it, right? You got a couple of weeks to get your offense rolling. No, you got Tennessee week 1 and at Florida week 2. There's no easing into this. Talk about just your overall thoughts, though, on the Mike Bobo hire. What are you expecting from his offense? Again, because I think this is the most important coaching hire of Will Muschamp's coaching career.
Absolutely. And it was weird because I remember when the Bobo news broke, we were doing a live podcast at College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta ahead of the SEC championship. And we had Georgia fans who were in the crowd that day. And we're like, we missed out on Bobo. And there was like one South Carolina fan in the room or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's suddenly a bidding war for Mike Bobo. Like, where are we at right now where teams are that desperate and they feel like that is such a big time ad? Because, I wonder about these coordinators, and Chad Morris kind of falls into this camp as well. These coordinators who had pre-playoff era success. Mm-hmm. And I wonder how much has the game adapted to them and how much has, we've just seen so many of these offenses to now they're the norm, and offenses that can spread you out and do some different things. What was once kind of sort of revolutionary and a little bit on the cutting edge is now just very much like what you prepare for on a weekly basis. And I'm not saying that Mike Bobo can't succeed, but I do have a little bit of that concern about a guy who didn't really have a whole lot of success at Colorado State from an offensive standpoint. And I understand part of that is Colin Hill and all the injuries that he dealt with. I think that's the question that I have, and especially these first few weeks. With that schedule so daunting, you're talking about if they do have those early struggles, is there going to be that friction with Will Muschamp and Mike Bobo, where obviously I think Muschamp wants Ryan Hilinski to succeed. I absolutely do. I think that so much of this, like getting away from this cloud of you can't coach quarterbacks, is dependent on Ryan Hilinski working. And is there that friction early on, especially against those two really good defensive minds to start off the year, where Mike Bobo was like, I just want to get my guy in there. I want to get the grad transfer in there, the guy who knows the system. And is there this kind of tipping point with that quarterback room and how that's all handled? Because that to me could determine what South Carolina's season looks like. It could determine what their upside is there going to be this patience with Ryan Hilinski in this offense, or are they just going to pull the plug on him immediately and feel this sense of urgency to go with a Colin Hill? I don't know, but I think that Bobo is so important for this moving forward. And I agree with you 100% that I think this is going to kind of be the hire that defines Will Muschamp's tenure.